All right, what is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Classic Chronicles. I hope you guys enjoyed Monday's vlog where I reviewed NBA 2K22 and gave you my experience when I went to SmackDown at Madison Square Garden 2 weeks ago. If you haven't checked that out, I strongly suggest you do. It is out now. So go and check that out. And we got a lot more stuff coming up, which I'll get into the at the end of the vlog. But for right now, I wanted to talk about some more high school memories. Uh, it has been 15 years since my days at LIC. I will get into a later vlog of the differently able services club that my buddy Hector and I started at LIC. We'll get into that in a different vlog, but for right now, wanted to talk about senior year. You've already heard the prom story and that fiasco, so let me just tell you two more of my favorite memories from senior year. So, senior year was pretty damn cool for me. Got to do a lot of fun things, met a lot of great people. Um, and one of those things I remember doing is I remember going through the McDonald's drive-through on 21st Street in Astoria, right across the street from our school. If you went to LIC, you know exactly what I'm talking about. What do you call it? Remember going through the drive-through in my wheelchair. So let's just get into that. So what? How that the whole story of that came about because apparently two other seniors, Peter and Leslie, had done it the year before, and it didn't get as much fanfare as when my buddy David and I did it. So they had did it, and they claimed that we ripped off of them and all this bunch of bullshit. But like I said, it didn't get as much fanfare as mine and David did. So David and I, we had a bet that whoever scored higher on the SAT would would have to buy the person would have to buy the winner lunch. So uh, I ended up scoring higher than he did on the SAT. I got a 1560 and he got like a 13 something. But anyway, I ended up winning the bet. Um, and he had to buy me lunch for a week. So one of those times we went to the McDonald's drive-through on 21st Street in Astoria, which it was just such a fun day, man. And we went with our LIC dad, Therapy David, and it was pretty damn fun. So we pull in, right? We order our lunch, and the ladies like drive to the next window. So you figure if you're working at a drive-through, somebody's gonna pull up in a car. You're gonna give them the cash, and then they're gonna drive to the next window and fucking just get their food and just drive off. So no, that didn't end up happening. When the lady at the drive-through window, saw us, lo and behold, we're in our wheelchairs and just pulling up to the McDonald's drive-through, and it was almost as if time had just stopped, man. She just stood there in awe, and I remember the people working on the inside. She was telling everybody that would listen and pay attention to her that they needed to come through the drive-through window and see what she was seeing, which was the two of us just sitting there waiting for our food. Um, and all that time, a line had started to form behind us in the drive-through. But that wasn't because they were slow or anything. It was just because people were just taking a look at David and I just sitting there. So So one of the cars directly behind us happened to be my Photoshop teacher, Mr. Pixar. So he at first he didn't think it was me. I later learned that he thought he was seeing things when he saw the back of my head from his car. So he 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 goes he goes and he goes and he gets out of his car. He's like, Isaiah, what, Isaiah, is that you? And I'm like, yeah, what's going on? And then he goes, oh shit, this is really clever. So like, yeah, he just starts laughing, and then as he's seeing this, other cars are starting to look, and people are starting to get out of their cars, and it's like a gathering almost at the drive-through. So we're getting like massive amounts of applause and everything like that, and then so we we go to hand the money, and then hand the lady the money to pay for our food, and Mr. Pixar, he runs up behind me. He's like, no, 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 I got it. I'll take care of it. So he was generous enough to buy David and I lunch that day, and it was just a whole hell of a lot of fun. Man, I'll never forget it. When I wrote the chapter in my book, I had to come up with a clever title for it, and I came up with I think I'll get drive through, which is an ode to the opening line in Batman Forever, or is it Batman and Robin? One of those two. Um, so yeah, that was a really fun experience. Another fun experience is, you know, believe it or not, I had a singing group in high school, the Criplets. That's KRIP, not to be confused with the gang. We didn't want. No, I'm playing. But anyway, so we had I was involved in a singing group, and trust me, I can't sing a lick, and anybody that knows me would tell you that, and I don't attempt to sing. So how the story of how that came about is, uh, you know, Therapy David wanted to do something special for his first batch of seniors that were graduating from LIC. See, he had started 3 years prior, and we graduated in 2006. So we were technically his first class of graduates, and he had taken a liking to us, and we were all family. So he came up with this idea. Ironically, what David and I uh, my friend David and I were having lunch with Therapy David. Ironically, he came up with this idea with and for like a singing group. So it was myself, it was Davey, and another friend of ours, Jason, aka Urkel, man. Because if you see this guy, he literally does look like the white version of Steve Urkel. It's hilarious. All right, so he came up with the idea, and he said okay, gonna come up with a song that a song or two that you guys can sing for the end of the year party that they were throwing, all of us, all of us that were leaving, and just all of the people that had physical and occupational therapy in general. So he came up with one of the first songs he came up with was uh, "When Will I See You Again" by 6 Degrees, which is an all-female girl group. I believe that song came out in the 1970s. I might be wrong, maybe 60s, 70s. Either way, it was an old song. So yeah, and then he had us come up with a little bit of choreography, and which basically consisted of us, uh, driving our wheelchairs like up and back, and then doing a little spin move at the end. It was atrocious, but I can't help but laugh about it now. So then so then okay, so we had that down, and he made me, there's a really really high note at the end of the song, and he thought it would be hilarious if I tried to sing that high note. So that's and it didn't go as we planned. Trust me. What do you call it? So then, and before you ask, there is no footage of this. So you gotta take the story as I'm telling it, and thank God there isn't. What do you call it? Um, so he came, and then he came up with a second song that we were gonna do, and that was "Kiss" by Prince and the Revolution. So I had the second line of the song, and also that little part at the end where Prince hits a high note. I don't know what it was with Therapy David and wanting him to see me hit high notes, but anyway, it was what it was. Anyway, so we performed it, and we get to the performance, and I remember this one weird moment where we're in rehearsal one day, and I'm drinking water, getting ready because we're getting ready to practice. And I'm drinking water, and then I don't know what possessed him to come up with his comment, but he came up with a weird comment. I wish I had a deep throat like Isaiah, and then everybody just looked at me and looked at him, and then he was like, "What?" And I was hiding, embarrassed, and mortified. It was just a fucked up day for me. So anyway, we performed it. We got a bunch of our teachers came to see it. Everybody from the therapy room was there. Josephina, Melissa, oh man, just everybody. It was a fun time, man, and I'll never forget those days. The group is now defunct. Don't look for any reunions. But man, what a great time that was, man. Shout out to David, Melissa, Josephina, and all the other therapists that I had the pleasure of working with during that time. Uh, Man. So, like I said before we wrap this up, let me tell you what's coming up on here on the channel. I have three interviews getting set to drop this week for my Classic Conversation series. We got an interview with my man, comedian Mike Faber. We have an interview with the beautiful Heger, who's a friend of mine from John Jay. We have a interview with my buddy Sean O'Malia, who's a teacher at my alma mater, 220 PS 229, and we also have an interview with my buddy Joshua, who I met at John Jay, and we used to do a wrestling podcast, the Late Late Wrestling Show, together. So that's gonna be a fun reunion. And I also have the AEW Grand Slam vlog coming up this week. It's gonna be a hell of a week of action. I mean, a hell of a night of action, I should say, on Wednesday in Arthur Ashe Stadium. Uh, I cannot wait. You guys have no idea. Well, as you're watching this, it is tonight. Actually, it is Wednesday, so if you're watching this, it is tonight, and you'll get that vlog sometime this weekend. You're gonna get you're gonna be getting content every day this week from the Classic Chronicles. So subscribe to YouTube and my Facebook page, everywhere, so you don't miss a thing when I drop a video, man. Uh, you know, this channel starting to pick up steam a little bit, and I'm just gonna keep cranking out content for you. So anyway, that does it for this one. Uh, like, subscribe, share, like I said, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.